Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Pilisiwet Venstra and I am a writer. I am from South Africa. I am from South Africa in Durban. I am a writer, a reader. I am a theater maker. I am a director. I am an actor. I am a singer. So I am in the arts. But I found writing in well, I found I think writing found me. Writing found me. Calling myself a writer, I never thought I would use those words in a sentence. I always wanted to be an actor. I always thought I was going to be this famous actor in South Africa. But I'm not built, I'm not designed for that kind of struggle. I felt acting is not enough for me as a creative person, as a story feeler, as a storyteller. I wanted more ways to tell stories, to have control of my stories. And I remember that I never got enough roles as an actor, because of how I am as a human being, rather, or how I was built. And I thought, yeah, there are things that other stories I want to tell, and acting is not enough. And then I started directing theater and plays, which that is great. I am working on a play now, directing a play written by Athol Figure, a playwright, a very famous playwright here in South Africa. It's called Nongoko. I'm excited about that, but I don't want to talk about that. It's just the idea of being a storyteller, and I felt that I hear a lot of voices in my head. I see a lot of things happening, and the medium of theater, the medium of being an actor is not enough. A medium of being a director, a theater maker is not enough. I needed more ways of telling my stories. And to be honest, I started writing plays, and not long ago, I think it was 7 years ago, and I went to a drama school, thinking I definitely going to be the most famous actor. but again, it hit me. The industry hit me hard. That I'm not happy. I'm not enough. I'm not feeling fulfilled as a maker. Then I said I want to tell my own stories along those lines. So I then decided to write plays, and I did. I wrote plays, and I never looked back. And so that's the writing of plays, and me being in the theater industry. But then my husband he's a writer as well. He doesn't like to say he's a writer. So he wrote a book. I don't have it. Oh, I do have it. Okay, let me see if I can. All right. So my husband wrote this book. It's called Zulu Crush. So I read his manuscript before it was going to be translated to English, because he wrote it in Dutch, then it was translated to English for South African readers. And then I thought, he's writing a book. It's I can do that. He's writing a story. I can do that. And I did. I said, no, I'm gonna from that. And that was probably 9 years ago. I wrote my first novel. It's called then it was called Just a Girl. It was bad, guys. Listen, it was like almost 70,000 words of Dear Diary. So you understand, it's really, really, I didn't understand the art of writing a novel, and I just jotted down my life. I just wrote down my life, and I said, yeah, I'm writing my life, and that's gonna go in there. and oh wow, I'm probably that's too noisy. And I really thought I was special. I thought I had something to say. I still believe that, and I still believe that my story is worth to be part of a map, to be part of the puzzle of other stories, and every story is valid. So then I said, no, I need to tell my story. I need to have the power to do that, and I did that. It was bad, guys. It was horrendous. It was torture to the writing game. It was not supposed to exist at all. But I'm happy I did it, because I learned so much. And being in the industry being in the theater industry introduced me to a lot of amazing playwrights and poets. And one of the poets that came on board to help me harness or find my calling as a writer, his name is Gobus Mulman. He's a South African poet. Amazing. If you love poetry and you are interested in South African poets, do Google Gobus Mulman. He's phenomenal. And he mentored me for 5 years, just writing that novel, and to find my voice, and still am in that drive to find what my voice is. And I don't think I'm gonna find it now. I think it's just a process that I have to succumb to humble myself to. And I kept writing. I wrote, and then I was introduced to NaNoWriMo. I don't know how you pronounce it. I say NaNoWriMo. It's okay. This was 4 years ago. Then I did my first NaNoWriMo, and of course I did win, and I didn't know what it meant. I thought I was gonna get some money or something from NaNoWriMo, but I of course it was not like that. It was just the idea of completing a novel in the month of November. It was awesome. It was fulfilling. It was like a journey. It's so difficult to really dedicate yourself to a deadline, and NaNoWriMo forces you to do that. I was introduced to a lot of writers during NaNoWriMo 4 years ago. I'm very much of an indoor person. What's the word? Introvert? Yeah, I'm an introvert. So I don't have, I'm not a person who goes out. So when I finally found the people to get to know as writers, it was a bliss, to speak the language that only writers understand. I wanted that. People that understand my struggles, and I thought I was alone. I know, and I was, in a way. Writing is such a lonely village, especially when you also very private person, as someone who hides in your stories. I don't think I have the idea of being published. I never had that, writing or reading or anything. I never started writing because I wanted to be published, and that does not drive me. Hence, I'm familiar with trying things my own way, and taking time and humbling myself to the process. But anyway, continued writing my second novel, and I worked on it. Then because English is not my first language, I am half Shona. I am also Zulu and Sotho, and all of these languages are not fluent. So you can imagine what happens with my language. I'm a dabbler when it comes to languages. Anyway, then I thought I needed to learn English. I then enrolled to a South African English writing college for I think 3 months, and just to learn the basics, in English, the rules of English, and in writing, creative writing. And after that, immediately I took a chance. My mentor Gobus said to me, Pili, you need to write short stories. I always thought, I'm a novelist. I have 2 novels now. And Gobus said, no, do short stories. I'm like, that's difficult. How do I do that? I said, just do it. And I did. I wrote a short story called Little Black Sandals, and it was a gift to find short stories. It's a gift. I feel that was a gift for me. And so it went on. I kept on writing a lot of short stories. It's like I had these images, and I kept hearing these characters in my head, these voices. I always joke that I am bewitched, because I keep hearing these voices and I see images, and I all that time. And it has to do with theater as well. That theater is such a visual thing, you know. I read plays, and I read poetry, and I read and all these things stays, and I constantly want to tell a story, you know. And then I decided to do my master's in creative writing. Wow, guys. Then I was introduced to magical realism. I was introduced to fantasy. I was introduced to experimental writing. I was introduced to a lot of I wouldn't say mainstream authors, but underground authors that write amazing works. I was introduced to this video is gonna be long. I was introduced to my favorite Amos listen, guys, this guy, wow. He writes his writing is influenced by Yoruba folklores, and it made me think about my own fairy tales that I grew up around being told. There's a lot of I was introduced to authors like these. I was also introduced to authors like these ones, and then I had the question of South Africa, particularly, who black South African sci-fi writers, fantasy writers. I know there's one crime thriller writer in South Africa. Her name is Angela Makolwa. She's a black female writing crime thriller. How you say that? Yeah, but you get me. But then there's a lot of nonfiction. There's a lot of nonfiction writers in South Africa. And then I panicked. I'm like, South Africans who don't read sci-fi, they're fantasy, they're, blah, blah, blah. Then I said, you know what, Pili? You never wanted to be published. It's about the story. You know, it's for you. It's you write for you. You write for yourself first. You know, if anything happens after that, it happens. Because I still believe in learning, you know. And if I worry about, I'm not gonna be published, South African don't publish black fantasy writers, then I'm not gonna write. Then I'm not gonna write what I want to write. So like, you know, so then this year I just finished reading Intruders. It's not here. I finished reading Intruders. I will put a picture there. Intruders by Mohala Mashekho, and she writes in that it's a collection of short stories. She writes it's magical realism. There's also sci-fi. There's also fantasy there. There's also, like, imagine she writes there's werewolves in a township. I know it's maybe probably to you it doesn't make sense why I say that, but when we think werewolves, we think a lot of American or Europe, but in Africa, writing or reimagining ways of telling stories of zombies in South African context, with South African themes, bringing magical realism in the township with names that I recognize, with languages that I recognize. I am blown away that, wow, Mohale is actually doing that. I will do a review of her book soon. So yeah, but so that's basically me. That's what I am more of. Also, yeah, I forgot, I love erotica, and I stand by it. So the idea of combining erotica and magic, erotica and violence, erotica and Yeah, so I like combining being sort of a hybrid kind of writer. So I I hope this helps you to understand what also my thesis is all about and who I am as a writer. And I still feel I'm in a journey. I People hate that word journey, but yeah, it's a process. So yeah, I'm sorry, I had no idea this video it's gonna be this long. I don't like long videos. But yeah, this is mainly what I wanted to say. And there's I will do a video. I feel like I should do a video of books that inspired my thesis. That would be great. Books that inspired my thesis, so that you get a sort of an idea what way I'm going. And yeah, I hope you keep on liking, you keep on commenting and subscribing. Please do, I appreciate it. And I'm meeting a lot of people. When I send a shout out to beautiful Nicole, and to Sarah. Yay, they're posting their videos, and I can't wait to watch them. So do follow them, and do like their videos as well. Thank you so much. Getting to know each other. Bye.